Jacqueline and fucking laughing at me as I walk by. Couple ghosts be mocking, make me nervous. Say I'm about to die. Do another beat, put it down, get my clout to rise. I'ma be a fantasy should be despised.
How's everybody doing today? Welcome in. Today I'm here with Shay Rants, and we are going to go over all the new sequels that are going to come out in 2025. Say hello, Shay.
Hello, Shay. Thanks for having me.
But anyway, y'all should check out his channel. I'll leave a link down in the description for you. He puts out a lot of great videos and a lot of them, so you will have plenty to watch. All right, Shay. So, with 2024 being as weak in the horror genre as it has, yes, there have been good movies.
Yeah.
But overall, it's just been a very weak year. I'm hoping that 2025 is going to be a much better year for the horror genre. And it is kind of looking that way. We do have a ton of sequels coming out. So it's going to be 2025, the sequel. How are you feeling about it?
I mean, I do kind of like when we get a lot of like original movies, but at the same time, a lot of the movies end on cliffhangers, and I want to see where they go. Also, there are some which come out next year which don't exactly need to be happening, but they're happening for some reason, and I'll watch them anyway.
I'm going to watch them anyway of 2. I don't know how I feel about all of them, but that's what we're here to talk about. So,
yeah.
Starting us off, we have on this list that I have made 28 Years Later.
So, for me, I did enjoy 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later. So this will be the third one, right? I'm not sure if there's a third one already.
Yeah, this is the third
this
one.
will be the third one. So I enjoyed the first 2. I love Cillian Murphy. I'm glad that he's back. I like that they're possibly I'm not sure if they're possibly doing it or if they are doing it already, that they're going to be doing like another trilogy with this. Because that means we can get like future sci-fi version of Cillian Murphy in like 28 centuries later. But I do have a lot of faith in this because I love the first 2, and I just love him as an actor. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Me, I'm a sucker for a good zombie movie. So it's probably, if you're looking at the top zombie movies, at least, it's probably my second favorite genre behind slashers.
Yeah.
There's just a lot, just like in the slasher subgenre, there's a ton of really bad zombie movies. So it always makes me happy when a really good zombie movie comes out. And 28 Years Later is looking to be a very good zombie movie.
Yeah.
As long as they don't mess it up, of course. But I don't think they will. Of course, the cast looks great. So, what were you saying?
I'm still waiting for Zombieland 3. Like, we need that.
Right.
Yeah.
Zombieland 3.
I don't want to wait another 10 years.
No, absolutely not. Oh, man. Or, give it another 10 years and all the Night of the Living Dead movies will get remade again, and we'll we'll have that. All right. So, yeah, 28 Years Later, I hope that, everybody out there is excited for this movie as I am. It's not one of them that I'm just like on the edge of my seat ready for it to come out, but yeah. I am thoroughly looking forward to it. All right. Moving on to the second movie that I have on my list. Not necessarily a horror film, but it does have the word scary in it. I'm talking about Scary Movie 6 and that franchise and how it devolved into crap by the end of what they had already established. But if they can get back on their feet and do it the right way, how are you feeling about Scary Movie 6, man?
I mean, to do it the right way, they'd have to get the Wayans brothers back. They'd have to get some of the original cast back, and they'd have to do this one thing, which I really want them to do, which is joke about the requels and do like a requel to the original one where they hunt down Doofy. So yeah,
what I'm excited for is we have a whole host of new horror that has come out in the last decade, 10 to 15 years, right? And it's horror that is very different from classic horror, right?
Yeah,
or just
horror.
Even vintage horror. I don't like the word elevated, but I don't call it big budget horror.
Yeah.
So we have it's elevated by De Niro. But it's just it's a different look at horror. These are horror movies that are, they're to be taken more seriously than old horror is. How seriously do we need to take it? Is Scary Movie 6 going to make us rethink that?
I mean, if they give the movie a bit, imagine like Scary Movie with like $100 million budget. Imagine the like things that they could do with that.
Oh man,
I would genuinely love that.
So, what are your guesses on movies that they might use in this?
So my guess is they'd of course do the recall trend. I'm guessing probably some sort of A24 film. Maybe like Megan, Chucky, public domain horror.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking if nothing else is on there from A24, it's going to be Hereditary.
Yeah.
Hereditary is going to be the movie that they go after. As far as A24 is concerned, just because of the impact that film had on a lot of people, I think that they might even slip into another A24 movie that's not horror, just because it did win Movie of the Year, and that's well, that too maybe, but Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't really call it horror, but they did do The Matrix as well.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Like a random movie. So, I mean, I would like to see that. Imagine like a horror, not a horror version, but like a spoof version of that movie.
Right. And that's basically The Matrix done a little bit different. You know what I mean? So I have a feeling that if they use a not horror movie at all, it'll be that one. That is my guess. But I just hope that if they get the Wayans brothers back, that's going to be the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
If they get, oh my God, I can't remember her name. The main girl from the original.
Cindy. I don't remember her actress's name, but her character's name is Cindy.
Oh man, I love her so much. I can't think of her name though. But if they get her back, that'll be awesome as well. That's really the main things that I'm concerned with. As long as they have some good jokes in there, make me laugh a little bit, I'll be happy. All right.
Yes.
Moving on to Megan 2.0. How'd you feel about the first Megan?
I don't really like it. I think it's just another one of those movies where a lot of hype from like the internet and everything, and then I was just severely let down. I feel the only reason it did become as big as it was because dance was a big meme. Besides from that, it's really just like Chucky 2019 again, and we're getting like way too many of those films now. And not just that, but I heard the sequel is basically just going to be, hey, let's do Terminator, but with like, way smaller dolls instead. Like that's pretty much what they that's what I don't like about these movies. They just sort of like take another movie and just slap Megan in it, and then they call it Megan 5000 or something.
Yeah, I could see that. So here's my thoughts on it. I like it when they make high budget PG-13 horror.
Yeah.
And the reason is that it's an entry point to an all new fandom whose parents wouldn't necessarily allow them to see R-rated horror. So it makes, like, I enjoy it for what it is. It's actually, for a PG-13 horror, it is actually really good.
I mean, there's a simple solution to get around that. It's just called watch it without your parents knowing. That's what I do. Well, I mean, now I know, but that's what I did.
Yeah. Not everybody has that option, or they do. With this is an entry point, and then they can be a bad kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's what I did.
Don't listen to me, kids. No. But no, it's for what it is, for the reason that it was made. I think it is a perfect entry for the horror genre. I think that it does what it's supposed to do,
Yeah.
And it does it very well. I think that it's actually better than the Child's Play remake.
Yeah.
I kind of liked the Child's Play remake. Like, I didn't hate it, but I actually liked Megan. So for Megan 2.0, I don't know necessarily. I don't know if I feel like this should have become a franchise. You know what I mean? Like, I think they should have maybe just done one and done. But with all the excitement behind the first one, I understand why the studio would want to go ahead and push forward a second one. I don't think that's probably going to be a good choice, though. We'll just have to wait and see when it comes out. And I don't think that even with trailers, I don't think we're going to get the full view of the movie, because we really didn't with the first one. There was a lot more to it than what the trailers were showing. But yeah, I mean, they're sticking with PG-13 for this as well, I believe. And
yeah, they are, but they also got that erotic thriller spin-off that they're doing of Megan, which I think is the most dumb idea ever. Is why make an R-rated spin-off to a PG-13 movie that is like nothing sexual in it, and then make it literally. They literally described it as a 70s style erotic thriller, and I was like,
"Oh, I don't like that."
That's an interesting turn.
I don't like that.
No.
Okay, I don't like that at all.
No, because like my issue is, say like a younger person goes with their parents and watches Megan, then they're like, "Hey, this is related to Megan. It says it's like the spin-off," and then
exactly,
like mind ruined.
Don't like that at all. It's okay to do so, in my opinion. The only time that it's okay to do that is if it's been 15, 20 years and you're making a movie for the people that grew up watching it.
Yeah, that I agree.
That's the only time that's acceptable.
That's why I want R-rated Scooby-Doo 3, okay? We need it to happen.
Yes. R-rated Scooby-Doo 3.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Okay. Here's one that neither of us are going to be happy about, but The Conjuring, Last Rites, Conjuring 4. How you feeling?
Didn't really like the last one. It literally changed history just to have like a happy ending. It was also just too much of like the court stuff, which, like, don't get me wrong, love How to Get Away with Murder, banging show, but like that's not what The Conjuring is. Right?
No, it's supposed to be about the haunting or the possession or whatever. And I think it was like werewolves at the end of that movie. Like, I don't know what was going on at the third one.
That.
Yeah, there was like something weird. Maybe it was a demon. I saw it in theaters. Was just like, what the hell am I watching? And I don't remember, like, the ending had some kind of monster. I don't remember if it was a demon or like was supposed to like play on werewolves or something at the end, or I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember that, but I mean, I didn't watch it in cinemas because I wasn't of the age to be allowed to watch it in cinemas when it came out. But I did watch it the year that it came out anyway. I just watched it. I think it was like on Amazon or something. I didn't like it. I haven't seen it since then, so I don't really remember.
My biggest thing with this movie is they kept the same director from the last movie and The Nun 2. He also did The Curse of La Llorona, and they were all very mediocre movies and boring. So
Is the Curse of La Llorona even in like the Conjuring
It's-
universe? I'm so confused about it.
some people say it is, and some people say it's not. I don't think that it technically is in the same universe, or maybe like I don't know. I really don't know. I like because didn't it have one of the same characters in it, like one of the.
remember.
I don't remember. I vaguely remember seeing it at some point, and literally have the only thing I remember is a scene with the kids trapped in a car at one point. That's like the only thing I remember, and I don't even remember what happened during that. So it's I don't have high hopes for this movie at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be trash, but I don't think that it's. I think it's going to be forgettable, and
Yeah. I mean,
hopefully
I
this
have
kills.
a TV show, because the TV show, if they do it like what's it called, like Twilight Zone kind of, like anthology kind of, where like it's like going around like a museum with all their stuff in it, different cases, just like hour-long episodes, that will be awesome.
Dude, that would be sick.
They probably won't do that, but still, if they do that, I'll be really happy.
Oh man, if they do that, that would be so sick.
The
they did
potential
it
that
like
they
that.
have with that will be insane.
Oh man. Yes, hopefully they do that. Oh man.
Yeah.
I would be excited for the show if they did that. I don't think they're going to. I think it's going to be like one story,
Yeah.
but we'll see. Anyway, moving
I
on
wouldn't
from
really
this.
trust the creators to do like a 1 hour thing when they can't even like do a good movie in like an hour and a half even.
Right? And aren't the Conjuring movies kind of long too?
Yeah, they're like 2 hours long most of the time, aren't
Yeah.
they?
I think so. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. I don't think Last Ride's going to be good though. We'll see. All right, moving on to the next movie, The Black Phone 2.
The first one was awesome. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, the first one was great.
Bro, it was so good.
I'm sort of excited for this because they do have what's his name? Joe Hill, Stephen King's son,
Mhm.
working on the movie as well, like coming up with the story for it. Which means at least they aren't just like writing some random story that isn't
Right.
associated with them at all. At
Right.
least his mind is going to be involved with it, and that means it could be on the same level as the first. Obviously, it'll either be a prequel, or he's going to be a ghost now, or he miraculously survived being whacked in the face that hard. But still,
And I like
Yeah.
his stories. They're more like young adult focused
Yeah.
stories. Like most of the stuff he writes is more young adult focused, but he writes really good stuff. you
yeah,
know? So I am excited with him being involved with the writing of it. I need to see this one. I do want to see a trailer for.
I mean, if not, I'd like to see them release the story maybe before the film. You know, like have him actually write the story and then have him
Yeah.
release it, just so we know what's going to happen. Or I guess not all. Like maybe have him like release the first 3 pages. Like say like have it be like a short story like the first one. Like
Mm.
have him release a little smidgen of it, just like tell us the theme.
The only issue I see possibly with this movie is the whole thing with the black phone. And just in case anybody hasn't seen it, these are going to be semi spoilers.
Yeah,
So you can click off now. Okay. So the whole thing with the black phone in the basement with, the kid talking on it, like that
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it could be repeatable and be as effective. You know what I mean?
yeah. Because I
So-
mean, they'll have to use the same kids as well, and those kids will grow up. Because
Mm.
if he's dead, he can't have more victims.
Exactly. And like just the the whole process, like we didn't understand, like you didn't understand what was happening with the phone until you
Yeah.
get further and further into the movie, and like with the other kid, like I don't know what kind of story it's going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they just do the same thing again, it's not going to be effective. So this one I am excited for just because of what it is and who's working on it. But it is one that I'm holding judgment on because I don't know how you can make a sequel to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is literally my only concern. How do you make a sequel to this movie that seems like it could not have a sequel?
Yeah, I mean, I say this as a person who like owns Black Phone on DVD. That movie banged. I don't know how they'll make something as good as the first one. I do trust because they have, of course, the writer of the like story doing it as well. I hope they bring back Scott Derrickson. I'm not sure if they are, but if they are, they have him back. If they have Joe Hill there, it will be great.
Oh yeah. So, all right. I think that we are excited, but holding judgment on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Saw 11.
Let's go. Yeah, I want to watch it now. Like, why couldn't they have just, as much as I want to see another quality Saw film, I was so excited to have like Saw yearly again. Like I didn't get to experience that when I was younger. Of course, I don't think I could have watched Saw yearly when like I think like Saw 3D, which was the last yearly one, came out when I was like, what year did that come out? 2010, like
Something like that. Yeah, 2009, 2010. Yeah,
it must have been like 6 or something when that came out. So I don't think I would be able to watch that, but
right.
still. I really wanted to watch that this year, but at the same time, it does tell me they're taking their time with it. It means they're trying to make it good, like the last one. Which, surprisingly, I don't know how you go from Jigsaw and Spiral to Saw X. It's like 3 leaps above both of those movies. And just saying this, like, this is completely random, but, like, Tobin Bell looks amazing for being 80 years old. Like,
oh. Absolutely.
He looks great.
Yeah. He looked fantastic.
Yeah. And I'm really excited to see what he does next.
So, my thoughts on Saw 11 are this. Unlike you, I did not like the yearly releases of Saw.
Yeah.
I saw the first 2 in theaters, and then I saw 4 in theaters.
Yeah. You must have been so confused.
Oh, dude, I was so confused. But, and I didn't want to even go see it. I didn't like the Saw movies. I hated the Saw movies. I was like, nothing about this is good or interesting.
Yeah.
And my friend made me go with him because he really wanted to see Saw 4. So, yes, I was super confused, had no idea what was going on. Didn't even remember, like, what happened in the movie until years later, whenever I decided to watch everything. And the only reason I watched everything was because Saw 10 was coming out.
Yeah.
And so that means very recently I just watched everything. And I have a whole new perspective on the Saw franchise. I enjoy them for what they are now. But I will say, in my humble opinion, the only good movie, as far as like, if you're looking at it objectively, the only good movie is Saw 10.
Fair enough.
And Saw 10 was so good. Like, halfway through the movie, I forgot it was a damn Saw movie. And then,
that's the thing that, because like the first 30 minutes is just you following John Kramer on his normal like day-to-day life. Like
Yeah.
And I did actually, I know a lot of people didn't like that. I love that, just seeing like what he does, like getting to know him a bit more. Also, off topic, but I just realized if they take like another year off in like 2026, I'll be like 19 when Saw 12 comes out. I'll finally be able to watch a Saw movie in cinemas.
Right. Legally.
Yeah.
Legally.
Haven't done that before.
just come to the States. Fine. You can just go in with an adult.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
It's fine.
The next video, I flew to the US so I could watch Terrifier 3.
There you go. Just come over, just walk up to a random person
Random
and be
guy,
like,
hey, you want to go watch
buy me a
Terrifier
ticket.
3 with me?
right? They might be like, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. This one, here's why I feel so good about it is the Saw 10, the way that it is filmed is like a high budget drama in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's not egregious. It doesn't do all the stupid stuff that I don't like from the old Saw movies where it's like and like switching scenes and giving you these flashbacks. Oh my God. Like it felt like a cheap TV cop show. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, Saw 10, absolutely love that movie. But I have a whole new outlook on the Saw franchise as a whole. I actually do enjoy the movies now.
You may need to do another ranking then.
I'm going to rank them. Yes.
Let's go.
I'm going to rank them. I have them ranked already. I just need to do a video for it. But
yeah, well, we do have something different, which I'm not going to say because we are recording, which does include Saw. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we got something upcoming at the end of next month that does include Saw and a bunch of other movies as well. So on October 31st, be ready for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Saw 11, super stoked. Hopefully they follow through with the same, level of thought that they put into Saw 10. But yeah. Okay. I'll never forget what you did last summer. How do you feel about the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise?
So the first one's awesome. The second one, I find like stupid because I have like Jack Black as Jamaican, which always makes me laugh every time he's on screen. But apart from that, the last one sucked. So I hope that they do this one justice because I do like the first one a lot.
Oh yeah. So the first one is one of the first horror movies that I ever saw in theaters. I don't think it was the first, but it was one of the first. And so I have really fond memories of that movie. I saw the second one. I don't remember anything about the second movie, and I've never seen the third one. So this is one I'm going to have to rewatch all three. Because I haven't watched the first one in a very long time. So I don't know if I'm excited per se for this movie. But I feel like it's an interesting choice that they made to do a reboot. And I mean, fair enough. It's been almost 30 years since the original, right?
Yeah.
It's been 20 something years since the original. So maybe this one will be good. I hope that it's good.
Yeah.
With the level of technology that we're at now, the ability to create like very brutal scenes in slasher films when they have enough money to do so is no older movie, even in the 90s, can touch it. the level of
Yeah,
brutality that
that's
they're able
why
to
that's
do.
why I am excited for another one on this list, which we'll probably get to soon. But
Oh yeah,
yeah, I'm sure you
yeah,
know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm talking about.
I'm pretty sure I know which one you're talking. Well, there's two that I'm like,
Well, it's about a certain holiday, if you know what I mean.
yeah. There's that one, and then
Yeah.
there's the everybody dies one, but kitty, say hello. Okay, all right. So moving on from that, this one isn't technically a sequel, but it is in an existing universe, and that is Thread and Insidious Tale. My nose is squealing. Okay. How do you feel about the Insidious franchise?
I like the first one.
Yeah.
The new one's kind of boring. I don't really remember the other ones. It's been so long since I've watched them, but the new one was kind of it kind of sucked. I'm not really excited for this, but if it's just like if it's different from the others, and it's like different demons, different everything, it could be good.
So my whole thing with the new one is the three best characters in those films aren't really in that one, and that's the older lady and the two guys that help her. The two guys that help her are the best characters in those movies, hands down. The comedic nature that they bring to those really crazy, like, because these are real horror, but they have these guys that just, it almost feels like a Scooby-Doo, an R-rated Scooby-Doo is what it feels like with them in it. So I actually love the Insidious franchise mainly because of those two characters.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, the franchise is okay. You know, the fourth movie this is the fifth movie, right?
Yeah, this will be the fifth.
This one's the fifth?
Yeah, this will be the fifth.
Okay. So the fourth movie. The fourth one was but it's the tagline for this one is about two people that find a spell to send them back in the past. So I'm interested to see what that's about. I'm interested to see if, them going into the world of the dead. I forget what they call it, the shade or something like that.
Yeah.
In the movies, how that all ties in. How is it in the Insidious universe? Is it even dealing with, the ghosts and stuff? What is this, but having it be people going into the past, and it might not even deal with the ghost part of it. If they're going into the past and they're dealing with something and they find the old lady, I don't mean to keep calling her the old lady because she's a phenomenal actor and she plays such an amazing part in those movies. But if they find her and like she's a big part of it, I'll be happy with that. If she's got her goon squad with her, like that'll be amazing. I absolutely hope that they're in the movie in some way. But yeah, until I see more about it, I'm going to reserve judgment. It's not one that I'm like super excited for, but I think that it could be good if they do it right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know how you feel about this franchise. I've never actually asked you about this. So Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
So about FNAF.
Yeah.
I've never played any of the games. I think it's very interesting, but I've never played any of them. The film kind of sucked. I won't lie.
Oh.
It should have been rated. I know the franchise is basically for children now, but you have Matthew Lillard. You wasted my boy Stu. That's disgraceful behavior that will never be forgiven. So yeah. That's pretty much all I can say. I don't really like the first one.
Okay. So this one is really interesting to me because of how prominent the games became and just the culture that surrounds it. My daughter really loves the games. She loved the movie. She wanted, like, we got her a FNAF backpack.
Yeah.
We got her like little FNAF action figures.
Yeah.
She loves FNAF. And I think, making it PG-13 was the right choice for what it is, and where it came from and what it's trying to accomplish, of course.
Yeah.
It's trying to get that preteen demographic. That's what they were going for. And that preteen, early teenage demographic. And it succeeded amazingly at doing that. Because it's not the kills in it were a little underwhelming. I do agree with that. But even though they were kind of underwhelming, like some of them were a little gruesome for a PG-13 film, I'm going to say.
Yeah. I mean, the ones which were supposed to be gruesome were sort of like so dark I could barely see them.
When the dude got bit in half.
Yeah. I thought his head was chopped off. That's how dark it was. I couldn't even see the bloody kill.
Maybe it was just his head. I thought it was in half. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've seen it.
I've got to say, there's one thing which I don't like about FNAF, which includes its fan base. They think William Afton came up with a line. That's Chucky's line, man. You don't take it from him. That's Chucky's line. He said, I always come back first, guys. He was saying that back in bloody 1996 or someone. Bloody Bride of Chucky came out. I don't want to hear that with William Afton's line.
And I'm sure the creator credits Chucky for that line. But it's just how it is, man. Like, whenever you have new fans, like a new generation of people coming up that are not, fans of horror, but they love FNAF. You know what I mean? Like, they're not people that go and watch the classics. It's the new school kids,
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I understand. Like, I'm an odd duck. Because I didn't get to grow up seeing a lot of the classics,
I mean, no, I didn't really either, but like it's similar with like my music taste. Nowadays, I'm expected to like Taylor Swift or something. No, I listen to like 90s and 2000s like grunge and metal. So, like,
and hey, like whenever I was growing up, there were kids that all they listened to was like 70s and 80s rock.
Yeah.
Because that was what appealed to them, and so it's kind of that, you're doing the same thing just a couple decades later.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be odd ducks like me that in the next 20 years, they won't have seen any of this, and their movie tastes will be closer to what's coming out then, because me, I just got really into horror in the last like 10 to 15 years, really. Like, slowly it just amped up because I grew up in a time where by the time that I started watching horror was in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, and it was trash. Horror was garbage. Yeah. I didn't know to go back and watch the classics. I watched the new stuff, and then people would talk about old horror movies. I'd be like, horror sucks. What are you talking about? You know, and that's based on my personal observation, which, don't always trust your personal observations.
Things I didn't start watching horror till I was, I believe, 12. I think it was like 2017, and I was, so I was too scared to watch it. I went to a sleepover and watched Hostel. And I was just like, this is pretty good. I'm surprised about this. That was after like 3 days of being terrified that like I'd be kidnapped and taken to a factory and murdered. But besides from that, it was a pretty good experience.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's, I like what it's doing. I really do. Like I said earlier about Megan, anytime that they release PG-13 horror, I'm all for it. As long as, we have other good R-rated horror that's coming out that year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like PG-13 horror because it gives younger generations a stepping stone into the medium, into that genre, and then they can come and find us and talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? But yeah, no, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, like, it's not one that I'm like, day one, I got to see it, but it is one that I am excited for what it is. And I think that they're going to do it justice. I mean, the first film, just the amount of money they put into it and the amount of money they made a stupid amount of money on that movie. So I think having that bigger budget for this next film they can really step it up. I hope they do.
Yeah.
All right, going into the one you were talking about earlier, Thanksgiving 2.
Let's go. So I'm really excited for this.
Uh-huh.
You gotta grab something important. Give me a second.
There you go.
I need to pick that up. There we go. Perfect.
There you go. I need to give me a physical copy. I haven't got one yet.
Yeah.
But it's man, as far as it's so good. And I just, you and I both just rewatched it again recently. And it makes me happy when we get really good slasher films, man.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
Slasher sometimes is just really bad. Like, we've seen that a lot. Where like you can have like a really good like first movie, they can have a really bad second movie with slashers, or a really bad third movie, i.e. I Know What You Did Last Summer, or it can spawn a whole bloody 40 movie franchise and only a few of them are good, like Halloween. I hope that Thanksgiving doesn't take that route. I hope that it gets like maybe like a trilogy, and they're all pretty decent. I trust Eli Roth. I know he doesn't really do trilogies though. He sort of just like leaves after like the second one. But I hope he stays for this one, because if it makes money, they can make a sequel.
Oh yeah, it's Eli Roth has always been hit or miss for me, but I do enjoy at least the gore work in all of his movies.
Yeah,
it's top notch. It's so good. But Thanksgiving is my favorite Eli Roth movie. I'm hoping that Thanksgiving 2 will become my new favorite Eli Roth movie. You know what I mean? That's what I want. I want Thanksgiving 2 to step it up and be something special. The only issue I had with the first one is the main characters of the movie were the worst actors in the movie.
Oh, they got bloody Addison Rae or whatever it was. Like, once you get like a TikToker to be like a horror movie star, like I watched that like She's All That remake that they made on Netflix for some reason, because it had the guy from Cobra Kai and I liked Cobra Kai at the time. So I watched it. That was a pile of garbage, and she was the worst part of it. She cannot act, man.
No. And I'm not saying that they were like trash actors. It just it doesn't do your film justice when you surround them with really good actors for the entire movie.
Yeah.
It just makes it stand out that much more. And
another thing which they didn't have in this movie, I mean, wait, did they have, I can't specifically remember. Did they have like the blowjob car kill from like the like Grindhouse trailer?
I don't remember that. I don't
in like in Grindhouse with the like.
Yeah, I remember that
trailer.
in the trailer. But I don't know if they had that in the actual film or not.
because like that was like one of the reasons I was interested because that trailer, I was like that would be a sick kill, you know.
Yeah.
And
Now the
it's not
trailer,
even a film.
the trailer
Maybe it'll
was
be the
nothing
sequel,
like
you never
the
know.
movie. Yeah. But yeah, with Thanksgiving 2, what I'm looking for is just sick kills. That's
Sick kills, a good story, and maybe slight spoilers for Thanksgiving. You know,
Right.
It's typical jargon, but at the end of that film, it is not very clear if the killer is dead or not.
oh, he's
So-
not. There's no way that
It's more likely that he's gonna come back,
Yeah.
and he could literally become what I want them to do for Stu, and just like come back for another movie. Like maybe not in this movie, maybe in the third one. You never know. Maybe he's hiding out, healing up in the second one, and then he's like at the end, or maybe he's hiding away in the shadows, and you just see him for a split second. You know, anything like that will be really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And you're gonna have because most of the cast died, so
Yeah, we're gonna need new characters.
you're gonna need new characters. Hopefully, at least for the main crew, whoever the main group is, they get some really solid people in there.
Yeah,
Like I said, every single actor around them, every single one. One of my favorite actors in the world, only because of one role that he did, is in that movie, and it's the dad that owns he's
this guy owns a store.
yes, he's on the show Suits,
Yeah,
and that character in Suits is one of my favorite characters in any media ever created. I freaking love that character. Like, just him as an actor, he's amazing. Like the
yeah.
The guy that was, I think he was the, oh man, I think it was the guy that was the husband of the lady. He's been in a bunch of stuff. I can't remember his name,
Yeah.
but he's fantastic.
With lady, we're talking about the lady because I just want to talk about one of the kills in the movie because this is like the type of kills that I want from the sequel. I want something like the dinner scene in this movie where she's literally the turkey for them. Like, I want something
Yeah, no.
like that.
It was so good. Like Eli Roth, like when it comes to like doing messed up gore stuff.
When it comes to messed up kills, I always think of the greats like Eli Roth.
Oh yeah, Hostel, Thanksgiving,
Hostel 2, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
right? Even Cabin Fever has some crazy gore scenes in it and stuff.
Speaking of,
Cabin Fever. There you
I've
go.
got more. Don't worry, I've-
You just grabbed all your Eli Roth stuff. Nice.
I got more.
But yeah, no, Thanksgiving 2 is one of my like most anticipated movies for next year. It might be my most anticipated movie for next year.
Yeah.
It very well might be. All right. Now, going into a franchise that I've actually not seen a single one of, and I need to. I need to watch these movies because the new one just came out. But A Quiet Place 3.
The new one's awesome. I'm not the biggest fan of the second one, and the first one's pretty good.
Okay.
I am excited for this because I want to see where the story goes. I'd like to see the characters from A Quiet Place Day 1 show up, though, because they are really good characters.
Oh, you just
If
spoiled
you haven't
for
seen
me.
it, I won't spoil it, but, you know, they're
You
great
just
characters.
did. You said they're still alive. Damn. That's fine.
I didn't specifically say that. I'm not going to say anything more, though.
Okay. But no, I have nothing to say about this franchise right now. It is one that I need to watch. I absolutely need to watch this franchise. But it just didn't look like something that just grabbed me, you know? So I just
Yeah.
was kind of like, I'll watch it later, and then just never got around to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Are you excited for A Quiet Place 3?
Yeah, I am. As I said, I want to see some of the characters from A Quiet Place Day One. There, that'll tell you what you need to know. But but I want to see where the story goes after A Quiet Place Part 2, or whatever we call them, A Quiet Place 2.
Sounds good. All right. Now, this is the one that when it comes to the level of brutality that we can manage now in movies, this is one that I'm interested in. Final Destination Bloodlines.
I'm really excited. So I have rewatched them all pretty recently. I watched the first one I watched the second one after that because I just wanted to watch them. I just watched the rest of them. And I think they are some of it's the best concept for a horror film, but with like poor execution in some of them.
Yes.
Like-
100% agree.
What they did with Alex after the first one, which is the dumbest decision they ever made.
Oh,
Because they always go back to Flight 180. Every single film, they're always calling it back. It's like, why not just continue that story? Why not just wait for Devon Sawa a little?
100% agree. So what's weird to me about the Final Destination franchise is that nobody's really tried to replicate it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a unique franchise. And like, you know, just people dying from random crap. You know what I mean? Like in very gruesome ways. It's just, and no, I don't know why we haven't gotten like a slew of this type of movie. Especially with, you know, the first one and the first two actually did really well. As far as like becoming recognizable, like people that are not into horror movies know what Final Destination is, you know? So it's strange to me that we have these very unique films. Oh, I mean, there's still like horror films where people are dying, but they're unique in that like everybody's just dying from random crap. It's like,
yeah, that's what's great about them, and the kills are always awesome. Like the main like disaster of Final Destination 2 is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, agreed. But you know, it's like invisible Jackie Chan is killing everybody, basically.
Yeah,
just grabbing random crap. But no, it's that one. It's, of course, I don't think that it's going to be the best movie of the year or anything like that, but it is one that I'm exceptionally excited for, just to see like what kind of crazy crap they kill people with in it. Now, I don't know if you've even seen this franchise or not. It wasn't on the list when we ranked franchises. I had forgotten about it, but I have seen all the movies in this franchise. Hell House LLC Lineage. Have you seen the Hell House?
So I've seen the first one. I haven't seen any others.
Okay. Really? That's all. All of them are basically the same movie.
Yeah.
Really, they're just as good as one another. There might be some slight differentiation between them, but they're basically the same movie. Like, so the new Hell House LLC, it's probably going to be about the same. They're good enough, you know. If you experienced the first one, you've pretty much experienced all of them. So
yeah,
they're good enough movies. They are, in my opinion, actually scary.
Yeah.
Like compared to a lot of other movies, like these movies, like I have to like be like, okay, I'm actually a little scared now. Like, you know, that doesn't happen with many movies to me anymore. but that the Hell House LLCs do get under my skin a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the first one was really good, so I'm excited for this. I may watch the rest of them.
I think you should. Like I said, there is a continuous storyline to the franchise, but it's basically the same movie over and over. It's basically just adding new information into the same movie, so it almost feels like you're watching one large continuous movie, which is cool.
Yeah,
they're good. They're not, they're not the most fantastic thing ever made, but they're good and they're actually scary. So it's got that going for it.
Yeah.
Now we're about to get into the trash.
Oh, I'm scared.
Let's talk about this one first, then we'll talk about the big one. The first one is The Mousetrap 2.
First one kind of sucked, but the animation when he was teleporting was goofy as hell, and it made me laugh. So besides from that, the first one sucked. So I don't have any faith in this, but it could be alright. I don't really know.
Right? No, it's not. It's not going to be good.
There's no chance. Yeah, no.
It's trash. It's trash. Moving on. Yeah. Anyways.
No need to even talk about it.
Even the kill at the end, like the big kill at the end, the only good kill at the end was not great.
The kill at the end was the most stupid kill ever. Because spoilers for the Mousetrap, don't even bother watching it. I literally killed the bloody final girl. So what's the point of making her the final girl if you're just going to go at the end?
Right? It was so bad. Now, I don't rebuke anybody. If this was just a group of friends that were like, man, we can make a movie about Mickey Mouse if we want to.
Yeah.
And they do it. Good on them. Good for them.
Yeah.
It is still a bad movie. But if that's what it was, that's the only way this is acceptable, actually. Let me rephrase that. The only way that movie is acceptable is if it was just a group of friends that were like, we could make a Mickey Mouse movie if we want to, and they just made a Mickey Mouse movie, for the hell of it.
Suddenly got sort of big, and now they're making a sequel. That's the way that it's acceptable. Yeah.
That's the only way that's acceptable. Otherwise, if this was people that are seriously we need to seriously make this Mickey Mouse movie, and it's a serious movie, and they make it, it's not acceptable. So
no,
I don't think the
first one sucked.
I don't think 2 is going to be any good. Seeing as it's going to be about a year between the two films, there's no way that it's any good.
Well, I mean,
okay.
The first one was literally announced the day Mickey Mouse came into public domain. They must have pumped that out quickly.
Oh yeah, which, like I said, if it was friends just messing around making a movie, cool. I have no issue with that. But otherwise, trash. Anyway,
yeah.
So the big one, the big trash, the big stinking trash.
Yeah.
Talking about the entirety of the Puniverse.
Yeah, we're getting most of it next year, aren't we?
We're getting it's slated. What it's showing is 4 or 5 films next year.
Jesus Christ.
So is Bambi coming out this year or next year? Okay.
I have no clue. I swear it was supposed to come out this year, but they've just maybe delayed it. It is a giant CGI, what's it called, I don't know what the hell Bambi is. I've forgotten. Lamb, moose, something.
Deer.
I'm quite deer. I'm quite an idiot. Apologies, but yeah. It's a giant CGI deer, so it's gonna take some time.
Yeah. So if Bambi comes out next year, we'll have Bambi, Pinocchio, I think Peter Pan, the Puniverse movie itself, and if they follow through and actually release it next year, we'll have Blood and Honey 3. But like you said earlier, it's looking like that's going to be 2026 when that comes out. So at least 4 films next year if Bambi comes out next year as well. And there might be more that I'm not thinking of or missing. But how are we feeling about Puniverse?
I mean, if they're going to release like 5-6 movies a year, that is ridiculous because no studio should be thinking about doing that. That is just way too many to release in a year. Especially like that's like Disney level of like ridiculousness when it comes to release schedule. And Disney, you know, they take like a few years between sequels if it's like a good sequel, if it's a good movie, or they'll just pump it out and they'll release a pile of garbage. But still, they pump them out, and that seems like what they're doing here. They're using Disney characters and Disney logic. Hey, let's shove 7 films out a year and see how much we make.
Right.
And I mean, I'm excited for some of them. I have basically no faith in the Bambi one though, because that is literally just a bloody deer. Like, there's a simple solution called use a gun.
But it's a massive deer. It's big.
Shotgun.
Yeah, pop out the 12 gauge on it. That's what they make buckshot for. Come on, guys. But so Puniverse. So
the big one,
the big O stinker. It's still technically sequels. So, you know, my issue is that they didn't take the money from the first film that they made, because they made a ton of money from the first film, and invest it heavily into creating one movie. Instead, they spread the funds out, thinned out the production costs across many films. And with doing that, it's like, okay, well, is the guy behind all this, like, is he trying to have his hand in all the cookie jars at the same time? Is he the one, like, creating these stories and pumping them out this fast and as possible, or did he hire writers for each individual one and he's staying out of it? Like, what do we have going on here exactly? Yeah. And with this, like, they could have made something. They could have actually done something special with as much money as they made. Now, you know, it wouldn't have been on the same level as like a super high production studio, but the amount of money off of such a tiny budget that they created, like, they could have made a good movie. They could have made a good one. If they would have just taken like 2 years, they could have made a good movie. And I would have been like, Blood and Honey 2 is better than Blood and Honey 1. But it's where's the money? Where did, like, you can tell that the money wasn't put back into it. They didn't hire better actors. I think they hired a new screenwriter for the film. But the guy behind all of these, like, that guy still had his hand in it, I'm pretty sure. But you know, I don't think there's anything good to come out of this universe. I think that I don't remember which person it was, if it was an actor, the director, the producer, who it was, but the bad attitude that came out, like, just attacking everybody that had a negative view of the movie on social media. Man, if you're going to put yourself out there and be in front of the media, you got to be able to take criticism. And if you want to leave a bad, hateful comment down below, I don't give a shit. Like, I might not even respond to you, like, because I'm putting myself out there. I don't care. So,
Yeah.
dude, you got to get thicker skin. That's really that really gave me an even more negative impression about the films. Like, I already thought that the films were bad, or the first film was bad, but his negative response online to all the criticism, like, made me like really hate the movie. And I don't typically hate movies. I'll just be like, it's a bad movie, whatever, moving on. Now I actively hate the movie because of his negative response online. You know? And it's, you gotta roll with the punches, man. Like, if somebody's critical of what you've created, just laugh it off, or just be like, you know what? It's not a good movie. I know that. Cool, bro. And like, move on. Like, accept your fate, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's really all I have to say about the Puniverse. I'm going to watch them all still. And probably not enjoy it. If they come out and they're a lot more like forgiving of the criticism that people have, and they're playful with it, and they just have fun with how bad the movies are probably going to be, then I will change my tune and I'll have fun with it too. But as far as like the negative bullshit that they put out, I'm not fine with it, man. Like, you're gonna, if you want to attack people for criticizing your film, whenever you create something, it is there to be criticized at that point, and you got to deal with it. And you did not deal with it the right way.
No.
So, yeah.
I mean, as you said, I'm going to watch them as well, but at the same time, all that stuff, it just makes me worry of like the movies. Like, I'll watch them, I'll review them. If I don't like them, I'm just going to say I don't like them.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit around and play footsie with you, man. Like, this is, I'm going to tell you it's a bad movie. If it's a bad movie, if I like the movie, I like some bad movies. I just happen not to like Blood and Honey. It wasn't, it was a bad movie that I didn't like. Okay.
That's the thing. Like, I love Evil Bong. That is a terrible movie. It's absolutely hilarious. And the creators probably know they made a terrible film, and they embrace it. Like, they keep pumping these out every year. They have a fan base.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's because the creators actually, you know, they take criticism. They know they're making a bad film, and they purposefully make it bad every time.
Oh, yes. 100%. Dude, the scary movies, those are not good movies.
No, but they're funny, and they take criticism well.
Yeah. They're playful with it, you know? They're not good movies.
Yeah, like down to the first one as well. Like, the first one isn't amazing, but it's funny. Like, it took itself unseriously. It wasn't like this is just Scream, but with a lot of sex stuff in it. All right,
right.
And you have to watch this, and you can't laugh once.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if they can change their public face, which I have seen that they've tried to do that a little bit recently, like especially with the release of Blood and Honey 2. Because they attacked one of the wrong people. But and it could have been for that, but that's fine. If that's the reason you decide to play nice, then cool. But we'll see with the movies. You never know. I could end up just like actually enjoying one of them for what it is. I have not enjoyed the first two so far, but maybe one of them. We'll see. All right. So as far as I'm aware, if we missed any of the sequels, let me know down in the comments. But I think that's all the sequels that I've seen so far. Of course, we could always find out that they're releasing more sequels as we get closer to 2025 and into 2025. But that's all I've got on this list. Now, there's one movie that I was looking at that looks interesting, and it is an original creation, and I always like to find hidden gem movies, indie film in hidden gem movies. And this one looks like it could possibly be. He's only directed one other feature-length film that doesn't look good, but he is a guy that has worked on half of the Saw movies. He worked on Trick or Treat and another Halloween anthology movie. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's called In From Outside, and it's a movie that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. So far for 2025, that's the only one besides the sequels and The Monkey that I'm kind of just like, I've kind of honed in on looking at. But yeah, I can't wait for 2025. 2024 has been a little bit of a letdown. We have had some really great films, though, like Abigail and, in my opinion, Lisa Frankenstein, The Lowlifes,
Destroy All Neighbors.
Destroy All Neighbors. Long Legs. Yeah. I haven't seen Cuckoo yet, but that one looks like it could be really good. I want to see Trap still. I haven't seen Trap yet.
Trap is all right. I want to see the new Speak No Evil. The new Speak No Evil apparently has a different ending, so hopefully it ain't as bloody bleak as the original ending.
Oh, and we got the ending to the X trilogy, which unfortunately was not as good as the other two films. Maxine was still a good movie. I did still enjoy the film. It was sad that we ended on the lowest of the films instead of, I would have almost rather the middle film been, the low point and then us end on a high note, or just all three of them been a high note. You know what I mean? But, no. So, 2024, it's the only reason I think, though, that I feel that way about 2024 is how many bangers came out in 2023 and 2022. Holy crap. The amount of good horror movies that came out in 22 and 23 was insane. But, 24 just... when you go from this cornucopia of horror movies just raining down on you, and then you go into 2023 and you're like, oh, there's some good movies. Or 2024, and you're just like, I did like some stuff, but can we go back to that, please?
Yeah.
But 22 and 23 made me actually go holy crap, are we having the best decade of horror? Is that what the 2020s are going to be? Yeah. It
was close. I mean, even in 2020, we got the new Invisible Man. That was really bloody good. I don't remember many 2020 horror films. 2021, I can't remember specifically. What did we get in that year?
21.
Malignant was pretty good in that year.
Malignant, yeah.
I'm trying to think. Usually I'm good at this.
Oh, then, well, you're not going to like this, but the new Candyman, which I actually liked. Army of the Dead, which was all right. We got Halloween Kills, which was fantastic. Werewolves Within, the Fear Street trilogy, which I really enjoyed that. Antlers.
2021 was pretty decent then.
Yeah, The Deep House, Saint Maud. Let's see. The Forever Purge, The Wrong Turn remake. Right. Spiral came out. The Quiet Place 2. Yeah, so I mean, there's some decent movies in 21. And then in 2020 we had The Invisible Man, Freaky, which I actually love that movie. Freaky is amazing.
Speaking of Freaky. What year was Upgrade? For some reason, I'm thinking that was 2020s, but it's really not, is it? I'm thinking
Upgrade. Are you talking about the TV show?
I'm thinking of the Lee Winnell movie. That was not 2020, so I don't know why I'm thinking that, but it's because I saw it on my shelf.
I'm not sure. Oh, okay. I know which movie you're talking about now. No,
Yeah.
I don't think that was 2020s. But there was a Babysitter, Killer Queen, and Color Out of Space, which was fantastic. Another
So
Nick
many
Cage
good
movie,
Nicolas Cage films.
right?
Renfield, another one.
Oh yeah, Renfield. That one
2023.
that was 22 or 23, right?
That was 23, I believe, because I
Yeah.
remember I waited
No,
like 6 months to get the
bro.
DVD from my dad.
I'll tell you, 2023 had stupid amount of good movies. We had Evil
Yeah.
Dead Rise, Five Nights at Freddy, Scream 6, Talk to Me, Megan, Renfield, Saw X, Late Night with the Devil, The Blackening, Thanksgiving, Totally Killer, Infinity Pool. Like, I kind of like Cobweb. It was all right. Candyland. I know you haven't seen that one, but Candyland was great. Even though I absolutely do not like Skinamarink, a lot of people do. So we can put that up there too. No One Will Save You. Like, that was fantastic. Wrath of Becky. We got the second Becky movie, which was insane. 2023 was just packed full of like hits. And then 2022, you had like Deadstream, you had The Menu, you had Smile, Black Phone, Terrifier 2, Barbarian, X, Pearl, Halloween Ends. I liked Day Shift. A lot of people didn't seem to like it, but I like Day Shift. Scream 5, Nope. Oh man,
like the 2020s does seem like a load of good horror is going to be coming out. Maybe this year's maybe the low point.
This year,
hopefully, it gets better every year.
Looking at 20 and 21, I would say that there might actually be better movie on aggregate, better movies so far have come out this year than in 20 and 21. But 22 and 23, oh my god, like two of the best years of horror ever, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, man. We've been talking about this for a while. Do you have anything else to add?
No, well, besides from just thanks for having me on. I look forward to when this video comes out. You guys, viewers, let us know what your most favorite upcoming horror movie is for 2025.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let us know what your favorite horror movie is, or what your most anticipated horror movie is for 2025 and beyond, like, or what you still are looking forward to in 2024. I know there's not just a whole lot left. We have like Nosferatu,
VHS Beyond,
Terrifier
3, Smile 2.
Oh yeah, Terrifier 3. Okay.
Speak No Evil.
Speak No Evil, Terrifier 3. That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one. That's gonna make this year like bumping.
Yeah.
And then of course we haven't even gotten into like because a lot of times we don't even know what kind of stuff is going to come out during the Halloween season, during the Christmas season. We could get some real bangers that they just are like, here's a trailer, like, and it comes out in 3 weeks, and that does happen sometimes. So,
I mean, we are still getting the new, what's the name of it? It's been happening for like years now and they still haven't released it, but it's releasing on Max, I believe, in October. Stephen King.
Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot.
Yep, Salem's Lot, yep.
Yeah,
we're getting the Salem's Lot.
That's supposed to be this year. They've been saying it's coming out every year for like the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, it seems like finally we may actually get the film. I'm not sure if it will be any good considering how long it's bloody taken, but
no,
it could be half decent.
It's gonna be, dude. It gives me Jeepers Creepers feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just that whole drug out long production time, and I don't know, man. I have a bad feeling about that. So that's not one that I have much hope for, but hopefully it will be good. I don't think it will, we'll
Yeah.
see. But yeah, no, Terrifier 3 absolutely is the movie to watch out for this year. Nosferatu, of course, is another one to look out for this year. Man, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we get some more stuff that gets thrown out during the holiday seasons. They always do this, like where, like, maybe by the end of September we'll start seeing some like holiday stuff. But yeah. Well, thank you so much, Shay, for being on with me today.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. And to everybody that's watching, thank you so much if you watched this long. I know it's a long video, so you are real. You are the MVP, the GOAT. You are the GOAT. Anyway, y'all have a good night, and I'll see you next time.